Hello, good people. Yes. Today is on Tuesday. I think we have been almost last week. We just went live like some few hours, and we were trying to navigate on how the gold was doing. And it seems that at least now we got some moves on how the market has actually been moving. So one thing that you actually realize, is what actually been happening to the prices of the gold lately, and ensure that when you join this you just like and you subscribe and you engage as well on the chat. That is going to be more important. Last week, like the past 2 weeks, has not been good so far. It just happens. It's just the season, it just happens most of the time. The season has not been good. You see how you have been trying to navigate to the prices of the gold, but the gold was actually not going to our zones, which means we're actually reversing like few dollars to their point, and that is what we were trying to fight last time. But things were very tough. Miriam Kayoji, good morning. It's afternoon actually. It's afternoon. Moses, welcome. Now look at this. This is now the price of gold. I'm just giving you some tips on how the prices are actually doing here, which is very amazing. So when you go to, let's go even to a daily time frame so that we can start from there, and let's see what we really see from these prices, because that has been very important. So if you've been very keen, we have been trending towards this line, and I was saying something on this trend, and I've been saying something on this. So we want to see where we have the breakout, because now this is more important. Now we have this zone. I know things are not been good lastly for some people. Look at these prices that we see here. These are the prices I'm talking about so many times. And that's why we are saying that for this market now to touch this is going to be more dangerous, because we couldn't have gotten a break there. And that is what actually absolutely happened, because you can see the market actually decided to break this zone and decided to go all the way down, as you can see from this area here. Now where is this market going to be heading? Now where are we waiting to see this market? And you can see actually the market is reversing, because I want to give you some tips and the direction of what this market actually might be doing, because we can see this clearly. Now this market is actually going down, and there's high chances that the gold is actually trying to shift the direction now, because you can see it has actually been on the up for many and several weeks, and now the market is now like shifting down. If you look at the prices of the Euro USD, the prices, I was actually trending the Euro USD yesterday, and I was waiting for the prices now to at least do the same here, to test almost the same point like this, but the market actually decided to move all the way down. So that is what has been happening also to the Euro USD, and it seems that the prices are actually very high, and the market is trying to correct that one. It has been several weak. And now this is the most important part, because we are trying to see, is this price actually trying to come back? Like, is it the shift of the direction really happening? Because that is what might be actually happening here. And when that happens, you don't want to be left behind, because once the directions start moving the other side, then we shift the direction and start selling out the market. Then we, you know what we normally do is that when you see the market is on the downtrend, we shift our focus, and most of our entries normally now start being the sales positions. Now what we see here, for example, the price is for the euro USD. I want to show you here my entry that was here yesterday. Just look at this. It's actually hit the stop loss, because I was expecting, just look at this candle that was here, I was expecting at least this market to reverse from this point and move all the way up. That was very clear around this area, and that was my really setup. My stop loss was around this area, but you can see that is where the market actually tested this around 1.152. But when I gave out this analysis, remember when I seen this market was be coming down here, this market was actually at 1.17, and it indeed came all the way to this point here. The reason I could not sell when this market was around 1.172 is because most of it was actually the good signal. The good point on the good side was actually to buy from this market, because it was absolutely moving up. Now why am I checking this is because what I'm saying is that we might be getting how the prices are actually changing, and we might be getting now towards that the price actually might be shifting. If you look at how the euro USD are actually been moving as well, just look the same move that you can see on the prices of the gold on the daily time frame. It's just the same, but you can just check here and just look the same break that is really happening to the same euro USD around that area. So I'm not saying that they move the same, but what I'm saying is that these prices actually move like that. But there's something that will be created here that will be tested, and you can see there's a very big gap. I want to delete everything here on the euro USD, because this was a mess yesterday. So you can see this market, how it has been trying to do. We've been going to the gold, but I want us to check first on the euro USD. If you look at this, there's a very big gap that has been created around this area, and there's a possibilities that this gap actually might be tested again. This market might be revisiting it to around which point. I'm drawing this in a wrong way, but I want to just identify this point. Okay, let me do the opposite. I want to look at least where we might be having 50% of this is around this area here. Okay, around, you see this area here, that is what we might be getting from this market now. See this area here. Okay, let me draw this differently, different colors, different colors. So you see this region that I've drawn here, and this zone here, this is where the prices actually might be testing this, but we'll be looking to see which is actually the best part, like to buy from which areas. But this region that you see here is actually very possible for the prices of the euro USD to test this before it continues to move all the way down. And that is what I'm seeing, like these prices might be touching this and probably continue to move all the way down. And why am I talking about these prices are possible for that? Because once these prices actually start moving down, we might be getting a possibility. I want you to look at this clearly. I'm just passing through this. If these prices actually delays to come here, then it actually might be coming all the way to this point, in case the prices now start moving slower, so that we can get now the prices forming around here, which is actually going to break below 1.15. That is the price that we might be getting from the prices of the gold and the euro USD. Remember, this is now the euro USD that I'm talking about. So what do we get here from the euro USD? The current price of the euro USD, as you can tell, is 1.157. So might be getting any time soon around 1.17, which is the highest price we might be getting from this, or around 1.168. 1.168, that is what we might be getting from this price. So it's going to either go to that place there, and then we are going to see now the price now starting to reverse and going all the way back. Now that is what I see from the Euro USD. It's almost the same of what we get from the prices of gold, as you can tell from here, because the prices are actually reversing back. And why is the gold actually just moving down? Because of this gap that you see, where I want to, this is the daily time frame, I want to check on the lowest time frame, like 1 hour time frame, so that you can see this clearly. Now look at this breakout that actually happened here. So what do we expect, like when we see this type of breakout happening, is this for this market to come and test this region, like you can tell from this area here. I know I'm very fast, but we'll be repeating these two once. Let's see again. Now look at this is what is actually happening. Okay, just look at this. This is what happened here. The prices actually just reversed like this, trying to touch this region, and now we are back like this. So the one that you see the prices trying to reverse is actually the retracement point for this, because if you throw the Fibonacci from this point all the way down to this point, you actually realize that it's very simple. If you look at this clearly, you are going to realize this. You are going to actually to realize that this is 50 and 80 is actually located around that area here. Okay, around here. So for those you are probably, okay, this is supposed to be here and this is supposed to be, okay, let's start from this area here. So we are talking about this zone that you see in between here, and that's how you see now the prices after eating this, and now you can see the prices are now reversing back. That is what we get from this market that you see here. Okay, let me break this out. Now you see that region, how the market is absolutely doing here, and now we are trying to move all the way down. There's a probability that the prices of the gold might actually continue to move down according to what we have. But since we did not touch this, because we are waiting for these prices to touch this before it moves down. But I want to give you the possibilities for the gold and the break, because this price that you see here, look at this price. I want you to see this price right now. Do you see this price that we are talking about here? The gold is trading at that 321. Wait for the price is actually going to come back up. This price is going to buy from this zone. Okay, right now as we are speaking, the price is actually going to buy from this, because you can see clearly the prices actually came around this area here, so it's going to try and touch this and probably move up. But this target that I'm waiting for, that is very clear here. So you can see we missed a lot of details because of how the market has been moving. You see this move that we got here, this is absolutely a breakout from this point that we are talking about here, and that's why it was very important. That's why I kept it for a long time. This trend that you see how the market has been moving, I have already highlighted this, and once you see these many touches here, once you see now the price is now approaching this, a high possibility for the break, because last time, remember, we are also talking about the possible breakout for this, and that is what we were fearing. And also the next one that we have here now, where do we expect these prices to move? Because you can see now from this move here, the prices just moved and tested this, and you can see this actually becomes a very strong resistance. So this means that this market was been testing this region for many times, and now this becomes now a big trouble for long time traders of what we have been getting from this market. Now this price, once it was touching that, you really needed to know, where is this price moving? Where is this price? Where are we going to be? Where this price moves once it touches that? It's actually a big move that normally happen, like this one. Look at this, what happened here. A very big move from around 34.27 all the way to 32. from another one here 34, 36, and the prices went all the way to 31. Another one here 33, 43, we went all the way to 32, 40. And we have another one here. The prices actually went all the way back here, so to 33.04, but it's actually remained, I think it has remained above 34, which is not that bad. Now where we might actually be moving, you can see this market is still this candle that you see here. It's actually shows a very strong market that is absolutely moving down, which is actually happening from this area here. Now, because this is daily time frame, we have already covered this one. Okay, but remember, I've already shown you that the prices are going to buy at that 121. Did I mention that? I want you to look at what has actually happened right now, because that is what we want to do. Just look at this. It's very simple. Look at this. We already touched 21, but the price is already 34. Okay, it's already 34. That was very simple. I just drew these and I told you the price is going to react here. So that is the simple. That's how you can actually know how the prices of the gold is actually moving. Now we are switching to different time frames here. Okay, now let's move to lowest time frame. We are still on the 1 hour time frame. I was showing you this, what is actually happening here and how the price is actually reacting here. Now what is really happening, because you see why did this price, I was showing you why this price is actually touched around 29 and went back all the way to 20 that we see here, and now the prices are trying to move up again. Now when do we expect these prices to move? When do we expect the gold prices to move? Because I've already seen what is going to be happening to the Euro USD. We'll be checking it later to see what is really happening. One thing is what I see from this market is the market that has already changed the course. Gold has already changed the course, and I think once the moment gold actually broke out this trend, I think we might be getting even lower prices from this point that you see here. It was very important. That is the first thing that you have to realize. But once you go to the daily time frame, because this is something that we can wait, for example, to happen maybe in 2 weeks or that, you can see once from this point all the way to this point here, the market is still forming red candles and very strong candles that actually shows that the market is indeed moving down. We don't really have a very clear sign for this. We don't have a clear landing point to say that this market is actually going to move down or to move up or just like that. But one thing what we know is that every time the breakout normally happens, for you to be on the safer side and know where to enter into the market, you just wait for the price to just come around like this area here, and then that actually becomes a very good point for you now to sell. So that is what we normally do when that is actually for those who trend like market of patterns. So for those who do patterns, they know about the breakout. We normally wait for the breakout to happen, and then we wait for the tracement to once or the breakout point around that area, then we just place and buy. This is what normally happens, although gold sometimes can do crazy things. The reason I'm saying these prices are still moving down and there is no clear signs. Number one, if you see this clearly, you see these candles, the sellers are very the sellers very strong, selling very strong. This and all these, the market is moving down towards this one. So this can actually absolutely not be, can be nothing from this. So this is nothing, because we can say, for example, it's just the same like how the market opened here and probably moved here. See, it's like for example, how the market just moved here, like trying to cover all, like something that's like this. It's normally happened. Like for example, prices move here and try to move up and at least recover a bit from the market that and moved down. Same like this one. This candle, this closed here and this one opened here. The market went a little bit up. It's the same like this one. This is, you see, it's just how the market normally does these things. That's the same thing. The here over here. just the same thing, although this is not almost 50 of it. So for those who are trying to buy from this market, is becoming very risky for you. Why? Because if you look at this candle, it's actually opened here, and now we are talking about this price here, which is very okay, and this price is actually again at that 324. Okay, that 324. Now this price, for you now to know at least where we can place and buy in case this market tries now to either come down, we can have at least, when do we have at least, and I want to show you something. Let me try and put something on here. I want to see somewhere my orders have been placed on lowest time frame. Let's go to 4-hour time frame. Yeah, so you see, for the example, I think there are some people who might have bought from this zone that you see here, and you can see they are anticipating that this price is actually going to move all the way to this point here, and this is what I'm talking about. The prices that you see here has already broken the record. Like, we broke out from our major line this here. Okay, we broke out from these prices that we see here, but in the meantime, but I may not recommend for you to buy from this zone. The prices of gold, we really have to wait and see clear pattern from this, because the prices actually can continue moving down, because already this is clear that the market has already filled this gap that was created by this big candle that you see here. Now, are possible for the market to move down from that point? Highly likely, and again, so that is why it is very dangerous now for you to buy from that. High likely, we already broke this, and the price is trying to move up after that, and now we are covering this gap here. Highly likely the market can actually continue to move down. That is possible, very possible, very possible, but still I think we might be moving towards this point here, and I think now might be maybe from today or tomorrow, when the prices actually touches this point, we might be getting a clear sell or buy from this market in terms of this gold. So you can see how sometimes you have to give the market times to move so that you can see things clearly or make right decisions. Because if you buy from here, highly likely this market is going to move down, because already it has covered this. We got a breakout here showing us the market is moving down, and already when you say that this price did not come back after breakout that we saw here, like it went all the way to that 312, and you can see it trying to move all the way back almost to our breakout point here. So though it's not 100% touched, but still you can see we have those touches, and the market went all the way down, and it now trying to cover this big gap that was created here. That's why I'm saying highly likelihood of moving down, although we have possibilities at least for this market to recover back to 59 there. But still, there's reversal here that was not clear. The why the market moved from here and went all the way back, that's not yet clear. Why? Because we don't have really like a demand point. You could have seen at least when we market will be approaching the certain point like this, at least there is buyers demand point is there, but right now we don't have that really clearly, and you can see the prices are really struggling here. We have is it a struggle or what? I'm just using those ones. And you can see, yeah, we have buyers and sellers actually trying so much around this area. But I think there are so many Hondas that have been placed around 33, 38, around these zones that you see here. And once you move up less Hondas, and that's why a possible price is to continue all the way down, because we have to move with trend. We have to move with the trend. If you draw something very funny that touches this, you see something like this. Look at that. Look at this. I'm not forcing anything though, but you can see at least we have some point on how this market. This is just a trend to show you how the market is trying to move. I don't know whether it is clear on the other side, but at least this is different. But that's how the market is moving at the moment. That is, the market is really moving. That's how the market is moving at the moment, down, and it's really showing us that sign. Unless if we break out of this is the most important part. This is the most important. So if we break out of this, probably move to 34. Yeah, so if we are going to move to 34, I will show you when we're actually going to achieve like 59 around this area here. Is when these prices, you can see actually the test and this so clearly, this one. That's why you see market behaving like that. So if you're going to test this, so this is what's going to happen. The prices actually might be touching this and probably moving down, and we might be getting this before now we get a very big hunch move that is going to happen. But if you ask me about the clear move or now the market is going to move, I have to wait for now. I just have to wait. That is what I can just do from this market. We just have to wait and see how the prices are really going to move so that we can get good result here. Because you see, this is actually reacting here, and you have seen this is actually 50% of retracement point. And actually, this is how the market is actually moving down just like that. So it becomes a very critical point as well. Is this price going to move all the way down or all the way up just like this, or this candle is actually going? But you see there's a scavant, at least this one. So all these things, if you actually go into details, they will show you. That's why we drew this here, and I told you the prices I'm going to buy from this zone here and here, and you can see the prices already moved up and already we are up. Now if this candle is going to close above this, then we are going to move to 43. So if you're going to see the prices hitting 30, 43 is highly likely, because that is what we are going to move, where these people are placed there on us. This can actually be either a sell limit on us, or they can be these are sell limit on us that are so if you see the prices that are up here, you actually have to know what are these things that are placed on the top. So what can be on the top of the price? It's either a sell stop, a sell limit orders that have been placed there. That is number one. All the buyers actually who are putting or buying to once that price. So that is what we might be getting. That's why you see orders are right there. Activities, or maybe we got some buyers, people who bought from that 3 here around this area here, probably after break. And that's why you see a possible here around 45 here. We might be getting some people who actually bought around this here again, here around this area here. That's you see so many Hondas around that corner here. See, around here, and that's why I think so many people will be exiting when they see prices actually hitting 43. Prices hitting 43. So this candle you see on the 1 hour time frame, that is going to be closing in the next like 20 minutes. Where are we going to be moving from this? Is it moving up? So I want to understand this concept. Is very simple. If we move from this candle, because it's very clear that you can see this market is moving up, it's actually going to move to 43 around here. Okay, but because this market is already moving down like this, that's how time frame you work with time frame, because this market is already moving down. So we may expect also this candle to the market to move down to 32.90s there. Because what I said is that the market is highly likely, even if we come to this point all here, the goal is this market actually might be breaking below 33. Might be breaking below 33. Yeah. Meaning the dollar is actually regaining the strength. Yeah, the dollar is regaining the strength. We'll be checking on the day XY to see how the prices are moving, because you can actually check that on the Euro USD. That is when you are going to know this, because things are really changing. I see things are changing because it has been on the band side of the dollar pushing the prices of gone up. The market has been printing. The market has been up, and I think if you look at the prices of the Euro USD as we sent, you can tell that the price is actually very up. You know, did you actually even trend when the Euro USD was below $1? You know, do you know actually there is a price, it was actually at 0.97. There is a one time the price of the euro was below, the dollar was actually, the price of the dollar was actually higher than the euro. And yeah, we moved there. But you can see it almost almost 1.5x of the price of the dollar, the euro now that we're talking about. So I want you to put that on the 1 hour time frame and really observe on how this candle is going to be formed here. So if you are going to be here, either the market is going to move down as well and to this point. So I'm going to give it here. So, but what we can see from this market, what is highly likely to happen here? What is highly likely to happen here? So if you ask me, for example, if I were to buy or sell from this market, what am I going to do? What am I going to do from this market here? I could have actually bought from this because I think the market is going to buy from here, where I was telling you the market is going to buy. I could have bought from this area here. So after buying from this zone, I put the first TP here, and then the rest I leave it to here, and then I place the breakout here. So that is what what I would do from now, but what I did, I could have done previously before even we started this after when we were doing this analysis. So what I think is that we might be actually moving to this point. We actually going to move here 40s probably. So we might be getting the prices. So if you are, for example, on this, I think probability for the market to move to this point highly likely. And why am I talking about this? Because already the price has tested this and moved up. But in case you get this price is actually moving below 18, because remember if your entry was 20 and prices moves below 18, then that is not so far. That's how we know we place buys and stop losses. If the prices are actually here, moves below 18, that is when you place the stop loss. There's some guys I was telling that the price, if you look at the market, if the market is actually trying to shift, when the market is always trying to like change the direction, it's normally confusing, and until you get clear signs, it's like the market has been on the uptrend for like, let's say even 3 weeks, 5 weeks, or even 3 months. Actually, the market, if you look, Conconda has actually been almost 6 months, almost the whole of this year. The market has actually been up and moving up. So when it will be trying to change from that direction to downtrend, if you don't observe very clearly, you can actually lose a lot of money, because your mindset is still on an uptrend, because 6 months is enough to stick to your mind that I'm buying. So when then it's like the way some people actually change the location and you are affected by the climate. You are from Nakuru and then you just move to, or maybe toka place kama Nakuru unaenda kuishi Mombasa, climate inaanza kuchange, because those areas very different. You see, hot and cold places, yeah, Lemuru and Mombasa, so different places, and up and down. So you end up, before you adapt, exactly to affect you so much, and that is the same thing that might be happening when we are trying to figure this. So that's why you have to be very keen when the market shift. You have to be very attentive to know that indeed the market is shifting. I have to be very careful, because without that you can lose a lot. Things can be very bad for you, and that is the same thing what you see here. Gold might actually be shifting direction, but what we get here, that's why you do you see how the market is really behaving here? You see how the market is behaving. We are back to 24 here, there. That's how the market is removing. I've already shown you why this point matters. Number one, why this 26, why the prices actually moved all the way here. It's not even this trend line, is because of that the market was moving down. That is what matters there. That's why the prices you see reacting here. But I see Oh, testing. Oh, I think I lost the sound. Sorry for that. Yeah, but I just closed one trend because you see this candle here, how it is forming. It is testing this. You see this candle here closed about there, and we have the next one here, and then we have this one. This one is very important. I've already highlighted these prices. Wow. Now you see the reason I've also closed. Just look at this. This candle is actually forming something else here. Decisions, and I think it's because buyers and sellers are on both of serving that point, and that's why you see a big fight happening. But I think one of them is actually going to win, just like that. Let's see, is going to win that so that they can push the market. So once, for example, in those cases, in these scenarios, you will have to fear so much. I only like entering to high probability trades. I just like high probability ones. I like high probability trades. Buying was an option here, but I think it does not have high probability on my side. It does not really have high probability on my side. When it comes to selling, it's actually like they are fighting each other so much, selling and buying. So when I observe things like that, I normally don't like it at all. Don't like it and don't like it. I don't like it. So I've extended the trend that I had entered, but at least let's see, we will get to those points there. 33, 41, 45, 43 there. That can actually be another good signal for this market, and then we can have some entries, or probably when this market comes and this candle closes probably even above, we can see what we can do even to scalp from those points. Yeah, but now things are not good. Just have to get clear information. I want you to look on that market so well and tell me. It's almost 2 hours and you can see it is still at that point in testing. That's why if you see something like that, then you can actually get out, because you don't have a business there. Because if you're really going to stick to that market, kitakuramba vibaya sana, so I'm waiting to see, still waiting. Even if it's just 2 hours, we are still waiting to see. Yeah, Euro USD, we saying is going to move probably to 1.165 or 1.18, almost, let's say almost 1.17. And I think the prices are very high. I was talking about when you were trading the prices of Euro USD, there's a time the price of dollar was actually above that of euro, and the price was actually Euro USD was 0.9 something, almost 9.94, 0.94, and that was crazy, meaning the price of dollar was higher than that of euro. Just imagine. So you can see how the gold is really doing there. It's crazy. So it's crazy. What is this? What is this? What is this? Yeah, this is gold, and this is euro, and they were trying to check for 1.167, almost to the price will be coming to those levels. That's going to be very important as well. I want you to see why we are really fighting this, and so that you can understand. Look at this again. Price here. Look again. Look at how the buyers and sellers are fighting here. Bulls and bears. It's not simple here. Oh my God. Yes. Wait, I'm back. I apologize for the sound. I think there was a power outage, but at least there's a power problem. But things is back now. This week is actually the week of news. If you don't know, this week is the week like we normally have also the NFP. Yeah, we normally have the NFP average hourly earning. That's normally comes on Friday at 3:30 p.m. East African time. We also this week in terms of the dollar, we've been getting as well unemployment claims, and for the Canadian dollar, this is a week we are getting the rate, but at least it's expected to remain the same. And yeah, job opening is just there today at 5 p.m. Yeah, things are really like that. A lot of things, a lot of news, so they are going to be affected by the news. But one thing I saying that once you analyze the market and you're okay with that, trust me, things are really going to be okay. So this is what I'm talking about. You see the same candle that you see around here, and it has stayed like that for almost those 2 hours. And the next one is actually going to be closing in the next 20 minutes. So when you see that type of candle forming, then exactly. But the reason I will repeat again, the reason I was waiting for this price to move like this, the way you can see, as you can see, this gap, for example, that was filled here, the market went back, filled this place here, and you can see now we had the price actually to come all the way, like for example, this candle here closed here, and the one that I'm waiting to see for breaking here. But one thing I saying is confusing, the reason we have not really had and buy, because if it was not that, is because already we got a breakout of the market to move into one downside. Okay, I want you to listen to that. Then we got the breakout of the market to move side. Already the upper side has been tested, and the next thing is the reason we did not enter right away is because already this market, if you look at this clearly, this trend line I've drawn here is a sign of a market that is on the downtrend on the lowest time frame on 1 hour time frame. So this the market that showing is a sign to move down. But because now we are waiting to see how the market is going to break, whether it's going to move this one, and you can really observe this from the distance and say indeed there is some buyers and sellers who are observing this, and as you see these are indecision that is happening here between buyers and sellers around this area. And that's why we want to because we don't want to enter into the indecision, because the market can either buy or sell when we have the indecision, and that's where you fear. You really want to enter either when you are clear the market is moving down, high probability, or the market is moving down, high probability. That gives you a high winning rate of the trade that you are going to enter. And that's why you see the gold on this part here, where it is trading in between that 325, that 327, and that 320. That's a very bad spot there, because the market us can move down and that still be okay, and move up and that still be okay. Yeah, that's how the prices are. So how are the people really going to react from that? Because that 325 sounds to be a fighting price between the buyers and sellers, where they are really looking for these prices. How the market is indeed going to react from those points. So that is what you get from those prices of the gold. It's not confusing. It's just giving the market enough space to react. And that's why I'm saying I'm waiting for the breakout to see whether we are going to move towards the upper side. And before even we touch the upper side, I'm going to see how the candle is going to close, so that I can probably have the buys, even small one, like scalping, as we proceed towards the 43 mark. That is going to be important. So that means if this candle is going to close 20s here, the next candle of course has to determine whether we are moving down or up. It's not going to remain the same like this one. Yeah, just look how it is actually trending at the center of the line that we drew there. That's crazy. kwanza, halafu unaileta karibu na nini, kuja isaindi sasa. Just look at what is happening right now. The prices are really another indecision candle that is really forming here. That's why I'm telling you that this candle that you see here shows us things. Look at that again. The prices again, how they are really doing here. This is crazy. Now we are talking about this price is actually being at 32.24, 33.24. That is the 33.24 mark. We are talking there about 33.20, 33. Yeah, that is 33.20. That is the price we are getting there. That is the 320. That is 33.20, 33.24. That is crazy what we really getting here. So you can see how this kind of, and the market has a possibility for moving any sign. Any sign it can actually move, as you can tell from this market now. But still, we are going to observe and see how this country is going to react, because it plays a very vital role here. But remember, also we have it closing in the next 8 minutes, and we have another one that is going to open in 8-minute time, and we are going to see how these things are going to. Is it really going to form above? Is it really going to open above, below that, or how is really going to happen? Because now that if this candle actually start moving, it's actually going to move all the way here, and probably we might be getting even lower prices of the gold as the prices move. So we have to be very careful on how things really are going to be. I closed the trend that I had opened. I was hoping the price was moving up, but really I told you that there is a very big fight here. This is a field of fight that is happening here between the sellers and buyers, so that you can see from this market, and that's why you see now the price is moving exactly like that. What you have to say? The price was moving up, but really look how the market is really doing here. Another candle just opened. Now it is 2 p.m. and you can see how the market is now reacting here. That's why I just closed this, because I was not really trusting how the market is really going to act from this, but you can still see how things are really moving here. So we have likelihood of moving to, this is actually due to the result of this, but let's see how this is going to react from this again, because this actually might react again at the price start moving. Remember, we are at 20, 21, 21. We might be getting prices now touching this region again and moving, but the lowest one is 19. The lowest is 19. Let me get this clear for you to see. That is gold. You have to be very smart enough to know what to do. Otherwise, otherwise things will be not good for you. So wait, see, because I think those prices might react again. So if you're a scalper, I think I don't know what we can do, but whether it's live or what, so that the scalping point where to get $3 in move and then getting out immediately, that is really going to help, because you see a move like this, how the market is starting this region again. We can even move to lowest time frame for you to observe that clearly on how to know when to really enter and do all those magics here. Like for example here around 20, so when the price touches 20, you're gonna maybe see the price jumping up again like that. But on 5-hour minute time frame, just look how the price is just reacting here after touching this. This is the region that we are talking about. The price is now trying to break these two ones, the upper side, and now this is 5-minute time frame. Of course, expect a lot of noise like the one that you can see here. Look at this. We have, like for example 20 here. Now let's look at what might be happening. Okay, moving down. So we are almost now at the center of this. Is this really price is going to react? So have we touched 20? Yes, 20.33. 20.33. 20.33. Yeah, just look at that. And again the price is just down. So the most important critical part is here 19, as this prices crosses this. So once we touch this again around here where prices is reacting again, otherwise I said there might be prices 19, so we don't have to cross below 19. So once the prices crosses 19, that's actually to move all the way down. But still this market is, let's see on the daily time frame. I show you the target, not one but 1 hour time frame. So you see the target now. Look at this. Look at that. This line here, it seems it is actually now valid. Very, very valid now. Very valid. Very valid. Very valid. And now you see the price has already broken this, and now we are going to invalidate this because now things are really going to change. Or maybe we can have up to 17 because of these rejections and this price here. Yeah, but that one, let's see how this is going to unfold. Things are really not that clear, but at least now we can see the prices are now moving towards the downside. And now you see this now candle start forming this way. So that means the next one, you remember me telling you that the candle that you see, for example this one, this, like was it on the daily time frame? Yeah, this a possibility. That's what I was talking about. This, the price moving a little bit up, and this one as well here, and this price moved all the way to this place that you see here, and then this one. So it's this, all these that you see can actually, this blue that you see here, all these can actually transform to be red. All of it, all of it, and the price continues to move down. So with that, it seems that we might not be getting a breakout towards the line here, because already the prices have moved down, and I think we are sitting at almost 19. That is what we have, and now this prices actually may continue to move down again. Now that is what we get here. I am glad I closed that one, because I was waiting to see whether the prices might be breaking towards the upper side, but already the sellers just won the battle. Okay, Jerry Ben, you can just WhatsApp me, then we talk. Zakaria, good afternoon. I don't know why I'm used to good morning. Yeah? I always say good morning, because I think it's because we normally do these morning hours. Yeah, so the gold, as we say, the gold long term is sell, because gold is really selling, and we might be forming even below these prices that you see. The way you can tell from this market. So once we achieve this, probably we are going even to sell more. That's why I drew this line, and you can see how the prices are now really moving here, and probability for creating a lower here, highly likely lower prices like that, of which you can tell maybe it might be around below 33. We might be getting below 33 maybe towards the end of the day, or maybe tomorrow. That is what we might be getting, but I'll be trying to find a way to enter trade again, of which is now across this point here of 20 here of 20. So it seems that this now, because now this is strong, because you can see once you see this being tested like 1 2 3 round 4 times, now this was actually a confirmation. It's now becoming a very strong trend on how this market is actually going to move. So market, when it's going to be back to 20 something, then we can place a sell around that area here, as the market now proceeds to move down. At least that is going to be better than any of this. It's going to be better one than all that is. That is gone. That is what I'm waiting to see. That is what I'm waiting to see. This filmed, and that means we might not be going back like 60s there again. The prices actually might continue to drop, and we might be getting that 3 and below prices. We might get prices that are below that 3, and that is going to be crazy. So we might be getting below 33. We might be getting prices that are below 33. We might be getting below 33 point. So I'll be staying here. I'll be looking for good entries. To see where I can have some sales. Probably around 25, 24, 23, 20s, below 20s there. There is to place a sell. Around that. Yeah. Whoa. It's about timing. These things. It's about timing these things. Our place closes below this, so that we can have continue. So that's how we really monitor these things. You monitor with the times, 2 hours, 5 hours. But most of these things I do once I know what to do. Then breakpoint, I normally set alert, and once I do that, when I enter the trend, I'm really God. Yes, that is what we waiting to see from this candle here. Let's see whether we really have still a probability for market to kick out this one to move to the upper side. I want to see that. Yeah, but we have to remain below this line here. This, you see, the upper one here, it's actually not have to cross this point here. So if you have to move above, then it's going to be tricky. We move to 3350, which is going to be more dangerous. So we have to stay here, so that at least this market breaks and move to 3306 as we proceed towards downside. Yeah, so this point, another indicators for market moving to create lower highs of 33 zeros. So I'm expecting at least this price to touch this as it's moved down, but I'll be looking to see whether I can place a sell in between those points there as we really wait for the market to do so. You just wait for the market, you just observe patience, and but when you enter something that is you are very sure now it is going to really happen. I hope we proceed this tomorrow. Again, I was just doing this to show you how the prices have been doing for the USD and Euro USD, and then gold prices, and then gold prices, and gold prices. Euro USD is back to 1566. So I'll be checking that as well tomorrow, 10:11 a.m. Ensure that you join us. Make sure that you subscribe, like this video, and as well you can follow me on Instagram, DanTech, TikTok, DanTech. My account actually has more than 80,000 followers on TikTok. So if anyone contacts you or you just don't contact someone who has less than 80,000 followers, don't do that. You'll be scammed. You'll be scammed. So the market purely going down. So when you get higher prices, ensure that you sell. The price is probably 27, that is 25. They have tried to find someone where you can actually, because the market long term might be selling. And in case of changes, probably by tomorrow, I'll be back again so that we can share some ideas on what we think these prices might be doing on this market. Okay, we can create possibilities. I'll see you again tomorrow at 11 a.m. West African time so that we can do something very great together. Have a good trading week. I wish you success. Now look at how the candles are moving, this one and this one. So if you get, like, that's what I'm saying, 22, 25, I'm going to look for a sell here because I'll be expecting these prices to come back all the way to that 307. And then that 307 is a confirmation, not a TP, it's a confirmation that the price actually might be breaking towards the downside, towards 90s, 32 something. That is what we've been getting. Thank you so much for this time. I'll see you again tomorrow. Stay safe, trade smart, and make sure that you use good risk management.